Hello everyone, I'm Han Song, and let's do the first question. Z of t is equal to m1 of t times cosine of omega ct plus theta minus n2 of t times sine omega t plus theta, and where theta is uniform in 0 to 2 pi, and n1 of t and n2 of t are WSS, and n1 of t, n2 of t, and theta are all independent. First, it requires us to find the mean of ZT, and second, it requires us to find the autocorrelation of T1, T2, and this last one is that if Z of t is WSS, and find RZ of 0. And so let's do the first one. And since we know that N1T and N2T are WSS, so we can know that the mean of N1T will equals to lambda 1, and the mean of N2T will equals to lambda 2, and lambda 1 and lambda 2 are both constants. And for the mean of ZT, it will be E of N1 of t times cosine lambda c plus theta minus n2 of t times sine omega ct plus theta plus theta. And this is equal to E of N1T times E of cosine omega ct plus theta minus E of N2T and times E of sine omega ct plus theta. And this one is lambda 1, and this one is 1 over 2 pi, the integration from 1 to 2 pi of cosine delta ct plus theta d theta. And again, this one is lambda 2 times 1 over 2 pi, the integration from 2 pi of sine omega ct plus theta d theta. And we know that this one and this one are both 0, so the whole formula is equal to 0. And we know the result for the first question is E of ZT is equal to 0. And now let's do the second one. For the second one, it is to find the autocorrelation. So the autocorrelation of T1, T2 is equal to E of N1T cosine omega ct1 plus T1 plus theta minus n2 T1 sine omega ct1 plus theta, and it it will time n1 t2 cosine lambda c t2 plus theta minus n2 t2 sine omega ct t2 plus theta. And this one, after expansion, we will get e of n1 t1 times n1 t2 times cosine omega ct plus theta ct1 plus theta times cosine omega ct2 plus theta, and minus n1 t1 n2 t2 cosine omega ct1 plus theta times sine of omega ct2 plus theta, and minus sorry, here has the mean. Oh no, that do not have. And minus n2 of t1 times n1 of t2 sine omega ct1 plus theta times cosine of omega c t2 plus theta, and times and plus n2 of t1 times n2 of t2 times sine of omega ct1 plus theta times sine omega ct2 plus theta. And since this one n1 t1 and n1 t is a WSS process, so this one is equals to r n1 tau. And for this one to calculate the mean, it will be 1 over 2 pi. The integration from 2 pi cosine of omega c t1 plus t2 plus 2 theta d theta plus cosine omega c tau. And for the second one, this one will be minus lambda e, lambda 1, lambda 2, and this one to calculate the expectation, it will be sorry, here have 1 over 2. It'll be 1 over 2 pi over 0 to 2 pi sine omega c t1 plus t2 plus 2 theta d theta, and minus sine omega c tau. And for the third one, this one will also be 1 over 2 lambda e, lambda 1 times lambda 2, and for this one, it will be equals to 1 over 2 pi minus 2 pi of sine omega c t1 plus t2 plus 2 theta d theta plus sine omega c tau. And the last one, this one is n2 of t1 times n2 of t2, and this will be 1 over 2 Rn2 tau times 1 over 2 pi from the integration of 0 to 2 pi of cosine omega c t1 plus t2 plus 2 theta d theta minus cosine omega c tau. And we know that this one, and this one, and this one are both equals to 0, and so this can be cancel. And for this one and this one, here this is the minus and this is the plus, so this one, this one will also be cancelled. So the final result will be 1 over 2 Rn1 tau plus Rn2 tau and times cosine omega c tau. So according to this one, we know that the autocorrelation ZT is WSS process, and for the third question, he wants us to calculate RV of 0, and it will be 1 over 2 Rn1 0 plus Rn2 0 cosine omega c 0, and it will be since this is equals to 1, so it will be 1 over 2, and this one will be e of n1 t square, and this one will be e of n2 t square. So the final result is this one.